Long before anyone in Umodum village called him the mad rich man, Ikenna was simply a poor boy with one dream: to rescue his mother from poverty. When Ikenna was only 3 years old, tragedy struck. His father Chinedu was returning home from work one rainy evening after buying a small loaf of bread for his family. Just a few kilometers from the village, a speeding truck lost control and crushed him instantly. He never made it home. The villagers rushed to the accident scene, but it was already too late. When the heartbreaking news reached his wife, Nneka, the bowl she was using to prepare dinner slipped from her hands and scattered on the floor. No, this cannot be true, she screamed before collapsing. That night, her cry echoes through the entire village. From that day onwards, life became a daily battle. Nneka and little Ikenna lived in a tiny mud hut with a leaking roof. During rainy season, they placed buckets everywhere to reach the dripping water. Sometimes they slept hungry, sometimes they drank only garri before going to bed. But Nneka never allowed her son lose hope.
Every morning before sunrise she was already on someone's farm, working under the scorching sun. When the farm work ended, she washed clothes for wealthy families. If there was still daylight, she cleaned houses. If anyone needed help carrying firewood or fetching water, she accepted without complaining.
Her hands became rough, her back constantly ached, but every evening she smiled at Ikenna. "My son," she would always say, "education is the only inheritance I can give you." Young Ikenna never forgot that word. He studied under lantern light, he borrowed books, he came first in almost every class. Despite having no school sandals, teachers admired him. The villagers often said, "One day this boy will change his mother's life." Years passed. At last, Ikenna gained admission into the university. The entire village celebrated before leaving for school. Nneka held both his hands tightly. "My son, I have suffered happily because of you. Promise me something. Stay away from bad friends. Stay away from shortcuts and never exchange your future for quick money." Tears filled Ikenna's eye. "I promise, Mama." She hugged him tightly. Neither of them knew that promises would soon be tested. University life was exciting. Everything felt new. One afternoon, while sitting alone in the cafeteria, two senior boys approached him. "You are the new boy from Imo State?" "Yes."
I'm Emeka. And I'm Obina. They laughed, bought him food, and treated him like a younger brother. Soon, they became inseparable. They attended lectures together, played football together, shared jokes. Whenever Ikenna lacked money, the seniors helped him. He trusted them completely. Before long, Emeka and Obina graduated. On graduation day they hugged him. "Don't worry," Obina smiled. "We'll meet again. We'll never forget you." Life continued. 2 years later, Ikenna also graduated. His mother danced with joy. The villagers congratulated them. Everyone believed their suffering was finally over. But reality had different plans. Months passed. No job. He submitted applications everywhere. Nothing. Out of frustration, he learned carpentry. He worked hard but customers were few. He started selling bread along busy roads. Still no breakthrough. Some days he pushed wheelbarrows carrying cement for builders just to earn enough money to eat. Every night he lay on his thin mattress staring at the cracked ceiling. When will my life change? One hot afternoon, while sitting under a mango tree, his phone rang. Unknown number. "Hello. Ikenna." The voice sounded familiar. "Obina. My brother." They laughed excitedly. Obina explained he now lived in Lagos with Emeka. We found something big. Something that changed our lives. You need to come immediately. What kind of business? We'll explain when you arrive. The call ended. Excitement filled Ikena's heart. He rushed home. Mama, I've received good news. Neko looked worried. What kind of business cannot be explained over the phone? I don't know yet. My son. She looked straight into his eyes. I don't know why. But my heart is troubled. Please. Never stain your hands with innocent blood. Ikena smiled. Mama, relax. As long as it doesn't involve hurting anyone, everything will be fine. The next morning he boarded a bus to Lagos. Little did he know. His biggest test had just begun. Lagos overwhelmed Ikena. The noise. The traffic. The towering buildings. Everything looked different from village life. At the motor park, a luxury SUV pulled over. The driver stepped out. Mr. Ikena. Yes. Please come with me. As the vehicle drove through wealthy neighborhoods, Ikena could hardly believe his eyes. Eventually they stopped before a gigantic mansion. His mouth fell open. This cannot be Emeka's house. The gates opened. Inside stood Emeka and Obina wearing expensive suits and gold wristwatches. My brother. Emeka shouted. They embraced warmly. The house looked like a palace. Luxury cars filled the compound. Servants moved around quietly. That evening after dinner, Ikena finally asked. So, what exactly is this business? The smiles on their faces slowly disappeared. Emeka leaned closer. What I'm about to tell you is not for everyone. He explained that years earlier they had visited an elderly traditional spiritualist who performed certain rituals that they believed had opened doors to wealth. Ikena immediately stood up. No. I can't be part of this. God forbid. Obina quickly interrupted. Relax. No human sacrifice. No killing. Just a goat and a rooster. They continued persuading him for hours. As Ikena sat silently, memories flooded his mind. His mother's cracked hands. Their leaking roof. The days they slept hungry. The years of rejection. Finally he whispered. If no human being will be harmed, I'll do it. That night they drove outside the city to an isolated shrine deep inside the forest. An old man welcomed them. So, you have brought your friend. He handed Ikena a calabash containing a strange drink. Drink. With trembling hands. Ikena obeyed. The old man requested the goat and the rooster. Emeka brought them from the car. After strange chants, the old man looked directly into Ikena's eyes. Go. Wealth will look for you. The following morning, his phone would not stop ringing. Companies suddenly offered him contracts. Business opportunities came from everywhere. Money poured in. Within months he became unbelievably rich. He built mansions. Bought luxury cars. Wore expensive jewelry. People praised him. Money changed everything. Except his heart. He stopped calling his mother. The woman who had sacrificed everything for him waited every evening, hoping her phone would ring. It never did. Months later, his businesses suddenly began collapsing. Contracts disappeared. Money vanished as quickly as it had arrived. Terrified, he rushed back to the old man. Please help me. My wealth is disappearing. The old man silently handed him a folded wrapper. Take this. Let your mother tie it around her waist. Everything will return. Without asking questions. Ikena drove straight to the village. Children surrounded his expensive car. Villagers whispered excitedly. Who is that? Is that really Ikena? Neka slowly stood from the wooden bench outside her hut. She looked carefully. My son. Akena. He smiled proudly. I told you I would make it, Mama. She hugged him. But as she stepped back, her eyes rested on the strange necklace around his neck. What is this? She reached out to touch it. Immediately Akena grabbed her hand. Don't touch it. She became suspicious. Then he brought out the wrapper. I bought something special for you. Please tie it around your waist. Neka looked at the cloth. Something felt terribly wrong. Instead of tying it around herself, she quietly wrapped it around Akena's waist. Immediately. Ew! Akena screamed in unbearable pain. He tore off his clothes. He rolled on the ground. Then he burst into uncontrollable laughter before running barefoot through the village, throwing sand into the air and speaking incoherently. The villagers watched in horror. Some fled. Others stood frozen. Neka fell to her knees. My son. What have you done to yourself? With tears streaming down her face, she cried. I warned you. I begged you. No amount of wealth is worth losing your soul, your peace, or your family. Akena disappeared toward the village market, laughing and crying at the same time. No one ever saw the wealthy young man again. From that day onward, the abandoned mansion in Lagos became a reminder that greed often promises everything, but can leave a person with nothing. The end. Moral: honest success may take time, but shortcuts driven by greed can cost far more than they ever promise.